This video will cover the basic layout and structure used to work in Unity. We will examine the launch or project window, project location, and file menu. We will discuss what a project is, what a scene is, and we will examine the layout of the project in terms of its directory location. Finally, we will discuss a selection of possible workflows for development. This is the launch window that you find when you first start up Unity. If this is your first time looking at this window, I suggest you click on the Getting Started tab right here and watch the video that they have that introduces a lot of the features of working with Unity. For our purposes, we're going to look at the Projects tab, which is what opens by default. In my Projects tab, you can see a whole list of different projects that I've had open and which version of Unity on the right that project was created in. You can see the project name and where the project is located on the hard disk. If you would like to open one of these projects, you can click on the project name and that will automatically open the project in the Unity editor. If you would like to create a new project, you can come up to the right here where there's the New button. We'll click that and you get to enter a project name and choose a location. So you can either type in the path. In the bottom left, you can change which perspective your project is going to be in, whether it's in 3 dimensions or if it's a 2-dimensional project, as well as which asset packages you would like to include. If you're using Visual Studio, definitely check the Visual Studio 2015 tools down at the bottom of this asset package. You can click on the ellipse on the far right to choose an alternate location. When you're choosing your location, you're selecting a directory. So I've created this second folder right here. I would click Select Folder, and now it reads that location all the way into my second project, and it will create a new directory inside of that based on my project name. When we click the Create Project button, it'll take all these settings that we've chosen. This number right here represents how many packages you've chosen. And it will compile your project and open the editor. I realize I said compile your project. That's not quite the right terminology. It will gather all of your settings together and create the directory for your project. We can see the directory of our project. We can open it by coming down to the Projects tab, right-clicking on the Assets folder, and clicking Show in Explorer. This will open our project, and we can see it was created in that My Second Project directory. And the new project directory that's created contains several other directories: Assets, Library, Project Settings, and a Temp folder. The Assets folder is what you're going to use quite often. It's going to store scripts, 3D objects. It stores all of the different assets and components, including scenes and materials that go into making your project work. A scene is kind of like a project in that it's a container. It exists within a project, and you can think of them like chapters in a book or like levels in a video game. We've not created any scenes yet, but by default, the Unity editor opens an untitled scene, which we can see up here in the title bar to the program, an untitled scene inside of our project. And it automatically populates a couple of objects inside of the scene. And if we want to save this scene and continue working in it, we can come up to File and click Save Scene As, or Save Scene. The File menu also reveals that we can create a new project, open an existing project, or save our project. When you save your project, it saves all of the different states of the assets inside of your project, including scenes. When you're finally ready and have all of your assets and scenes composed and put together, you've play tested your project and it's functioning the way you think you're ready to ship with, you would come into the File menu and work with the Build settings and click Build and Run. Building your project is the final compilation into whatever platform you are ready to deliver your project into, including standalone, mobile, web, console, and others. From the very beginning, you want to have an idea of which platform you're developing to, because that is going to heavily influence your approach, your workflow in developing your project. For example, if you're developing to a mobile platform, you're going to want to pay very close attention to your asset efficiency, and you're going to want to script in such a way that all of your assets are using as little system resources as possible. You have more room to play in, say, a development pipeline to a standalone build.